Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua, back with the World War III Daily Update. All right, we're going to start here at Ezekiel 38 because we're dealing with Russia right now. Russia isn't going to start this thing. Actually, the lease of the flock drew this thing out like in March, April, like in early April, all right, and got this thing popping. But we know that they're going to be the ones to start the war if they haven't started it already. And they'd probably be the ones to declare World War III. We'll see. But this is dealing with the Russia right here, and not so much Russia, but the Soviet Union, all right, coming back, all right. Ezekiel 38:1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog. That land is where the Soviet Union is, or was, and will be again. The chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord, Power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And then it goes into the allies. Everybody is rushing to get with, everybody's choosing sides, all right, in World War III. That's what's going on. As the Most High gathers the armies into the Valley of Jehoshaphat, people that were once enemies are now choosing sides. Like, what is it? Germany and Germany is against the EU. Who else is not in the EU or dropping out? Okay, the EU is falling. The 10 toes are part weak and part strong. So this is Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, and Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. The main point is that the hooks in their jaws is the old Soviet Union coming back, right before the World War III actually takes effect. This is Joel 3. Most High said, I will gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, which is Middle East. In the NLT it says, I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Yehoshaphat. All right, so let's see that taking shape here. All right, this is Carrier Pigeon channel, November 30th, which was yesterday at some time. Ukraine made the first attack. The giant fleet of NATO crossed the border. So we can see this thing. This is World War III jumping off. They just haven't declared it yet. Let's watch this.
Welcome to the Carrier Pigeon channel. Ukraine launched an attack on Russia. Russia buys new hypersonic cruise missiles.
And when they say Ukraine launched an attack, they mean the United States used their proxy at the moment, Ukraine. And you know that Vladimir is going to shut that down real quick. Then whose side will the Ukraine be on? Right? That's how that old Soviet Union is going to come back into power. All right?
Russia has deployed its nuclear systems to the border. In response, the United States deploys its nuclear weapons to Poland. NATO is in the Black Sea with all its might. The Great War has begun. Britain says Russia made a huge strategic mistake. The tension on the Russian-Ukrainian border has finally erupted. Ukraine attacked. After Russia deployed its weapons and systems to the border, Ukraine turned to NATO for help. However, NATO forces were deployed to the Black Sea. Russia says it will not back down. On the other hand, Ukraine, together with NATO troops, is fully deployed to the border. After the Sea Breeze exercises, NATO forces brought such warships and personnel to this region for the first time. Russia says a border violation or attack will cause a huge war. They state that the arrival of NATO in this region will only cause a major war. However, minor clashes broke out today as Ukraine went on the offensive. The Ukrainian armed forces began serious attacks near the Russian border. The Ukrainian army went to a very serious provocation only 4 kilometers from the Russian border.
This new drug-free toenail fungus treatment is destroying the foot care market.
Slovakia for the commercial.
According to information held by the Aviapro news agency, Ukrainian troops launched a series of attacks on the settlement of Nikolaevka, hiding behind the Russian border. The attacks were launched from the eastern outskirts of the Bolotenoy settlement. Controlled by the Ukrainian armed forces, this settlement is only 4 kilometers from the Russian border. The use of mortars and predominantly small arms is known. At the same time, the armed forces of Ukraine believed that the LPR units would open fire in the direction of the Russian border, thereby drawing the Russian border guards and army into battle. Despite the seriousness of the situation, the LPR militia did not open fire, but such attacks of the armed forces of Ukraine cause very serious concerns. Experts believe that the Ukrainian troops moving in this direction are planning to cut off the LPR region at least partially from the Russian border. Subsequently, this will make it possible to launch an attack from this direction, especially since the Russian side has assured that it does not intend to start any hostilities against Ukraine. A conflict on the Russian border means going directly to war with Ukraine. That's why Russia is acting cautiously. But if conflicts escalate, Russia may intervene in the region. If Russia intervenes in the region, NATO forces and the Ukrainian army will also attack. On the other hand, Russia started to buy new hypersonic cruise missiles as a precaution. The Russian aerospace forces will be armed with the world's first ultra-long-range hypersonic cruise missile. The Russian aerospace forces will soon receive a unique ultra-long-range hypersonic cruise missile. Soviet missiles in service with the strategic aviation of the Russian aerospace forces in the future will have to replace the X-101 and X-102. We are...
All right, that's good enough. We'll stop it right there. Yep, so as you can see, and I mean, what is NATO? NATO's going to go to war with Russia? That makes no sense. All right. You're going to have to
This new drug-free toenail...
NATO, all right, who's part of NATO? That would be the U.S., right, and her allies, basically. So this is World War III. That can't be stopped, all right? Let's get this real quick so I can bear with me. So we'll go back to Joel. All right, we'll start here at 9. Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. This is what we're watching in real time. All right. Jump down to 11. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen and gather yourselves together round about. And then this is where the angels in Yahushua get into the fight, Michael and his angels. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, right? And then you get the ambush, right? The Most High uses ambushes. He used an ambush against this guy, Pharaoh, right? Get him in the kill zone. See, he had Moses walk the Israelites across the kill zone, and then Pharaoh and his chariots, his army, okay, the Most High gathered them down into the Valley of Suez right here. And then did them in. All right. So, I mean, and that's what's going on ultimately to cause this. Most High is gathering them, right? And then the ambush, right? Most High uses ambushes, right? He's the ultimate warrior, if you will. All right, so with that, that's World War III daily update for today. We can see this thing picking up steam. We're almost out of here. With that, we hope that the elect were edified. With that, we can say shalom.